Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. So, I'm back with another major update coming out from the war between Russia and Ukraine, and I've got this huge story to go over today. Today's date is October 8th, 2024, and it is currently 12:17 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States. So, I've got this crazy story coming out from the South Korean defense minister, him speaking to the parliament members in the capital of South Korea in Seoul, and he mentioned that North Korea may deploy troops to Ukraine. This is very big news, as we just heard just a few days ago. I think it was on October 4th that there was a missile strike inside of the Donetsk region of Ukraine, or occupied Ukrainian territory currently held by the Russians. And during this strike, there was at least six officers of the North Korean military that were eliminated in that strike. And we also had, I think, upwards of three other North Korean soldiers that were also injured. Now, this was a major attack, and I think in total there was like 20 people that were killed in that strike. This was a missile strike on the Donetsk region of Russia. Okay, so we're going to be talking more about this. I've got an article that we're going to be going over that's discussing this, of the fact that there's likely that North Korean troops are going to be sent to Ukraine. If not, maybe they're already there right now. But I've got several things that I want to show you here. First, I want to pull this up from the Kiev Post, okay? This is something that I reported on just a few days ago, and it says, missile strike near Donetsk eliminates 6 North Korean officers, says Intel. 6 officers from North Korea were among the 20 soldiers killed in a Ukrainian missile strike on Russian-occupied territory near Donetsk, intelligence sources say. As you can see here, data on October 4th, 2024, so just about 4 days ago from today is when this took place, okay? So that's when we had those 6 North Korean officers that were killed. And then just today, we had this other report coming out. This is on France 24. North Korean military officers highly likely killed in Ukraine, Seoul says. Ukrainian media reports that 6 North Korean military officers were killed alongside Russian troops in a missile attack near occupied Donetsk are highly likely to be true. Seoul's defense minister said Tuesday. Defense Minister Kim Jong-un told lawmakers that he expected North Korea to send more soldiers to support Russia's war effort. Okay, so it looks like, according to him, they're going to be sending more troops over to the eastern side of Ukraine, most likely to replace the officers that were killed and any troops that may have been injured. And then also, does this mean now that North Korea is going to be getting involved in this war? I mean, whenever we discussed this a few days ago, it was definitely a worry for me that because Ukraine had eliminated some of their top officers in the eastern side of Ukraine, this could definitely draw North Korea into the conflict. But also at the same time, you would think that North Korea would assume that by sending these troops over there, they could obviously be targeted by Ukrainian strikes. Okay, so now I want to show you guys the official report that came out just today in regards to this defense minister of South Korea stating that North Korea is likely to deploy members of their military over to Ukraine to fight alongside Russia. So I've got this report from Yonhap News Agency. We'll zoom in a little bit. North Korea likely to send troops to Ukraine in support of Russia, South Korea's defense chief said. And it says right here, North Korea is likely to deploy members of its regular armed forces to Ukraine in support of Russia, South Korea's defense chief said Tuesday, in the latest sign of a deepening military cooperation between Pyongyang and Moscow. The assessment came as North Korea has been seeking to bolster ties with Russia, highlighted by a bilateral agreement that includes a mutual defense clause signed by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin at summit talks in June. Okay, we covered that back in June when they signed that bilateral mutual defense agreement. And it says here, as Russia and North Korea have signed a mutual treaty akin to a military alliance, the possibility of such a deployment is highly likely, Defense Minister Kim Jong-un told lawmakers during a parliamentary audit session. Against this backdrop, Kim said, a recent report on North Korean troop casualties in a Russian-occupied territory near the eastern Ukraine of Donetsk is also likely to be true. Okay, so that's again what he said, that apparently these troops that were killed, the the North Korean officers that were eliminated in that strike, is most likely a true situation. Last week, the Kiev Post reported that 6 North Korean officers were killed and 3 others were wounded in a Ukrainian missile strike on October 3rd, citing intelligence sources. So that's pretty much the end of the article there, but I will cite it down below for you guys. So that way you have it for reference. It'll be in the description for this video. So obviously that's very big news, right? If we're going to have North Korea sending more troops over there, are they just going to be to replace the officers that have been killed? Are they planning to send extra troops over there? And if so, why? Why are they sending so many troops? Are they preparing to get involved in this war? What's going to happen over here? I think it's highly likely that we could be hearing very soon that North Korea is now involved in the fighting. Maybe they'll be fulfilling some logistical processes on the background, maybe in the beginning, and then maybe at some point we might start hearing that the North Korean troops are now on the front line. But we'll have to wait to see what happens. But now I want to switch gears just for a moment and show you guys something in regards to Ukraine as well. So we covered this yesterday. This is on X. The Feodosia oil terminal that is down in Crimea, okay, apparently it came under attack. And I had some news here that apparently this fire has spread. It started out with just a few oil tanks, and I think we have upwards of 5 or more that have now caught on fire. I also have some satellite imagery to show you guys as well. So from next to the oil terminal in Feodosia has been on fire for the second day already. The Russian media says that new tanks exploded there in the evening and at night. Okay, so here's a picture of more smoke, and it's been approximately about 48 hours now, and this thing is still burning, and it has expanded to more of these oil tanks that have been destroyed. So definitely a major strike on this Feodosia oil terminal, and from what we've been told, this is the largest oil terminal inside of Crimea that supports the Russian troops that are currently stationed down in Crimea right now. So that's why obviously Ukraine had struck this, and we also had some information that it was possible that 2 missiles actually struck this place. Some people were reporting it was drones, some saying it was missiles, but wanted to throw that in there as it's very possible we could have had 2 missiles that potentially struck this facility. Okay, and then also I want to show you guys the satellite imagery here from Special Kherson Cat. Images of Feodosia taken at 2:57 p.m. local time today. Okay, this is literally dated today on October 8th, 2024. And it says here at least 10 fuel tanks were on fire at the time. The photos were taken before more fuel tanks were reported to have been exploded. Okay, so just from this picture alone, or the satellite imagery, we can see at least, I would say 4 or 5, maybe more just right here, maybe upwards of 6 or more that have been destroyed. Looks like those entire set here, these 6 right here, were the ones that went up in flames, as we can see. So definitely a major strike, as we can see on this facility. Just wanted to update you guys on this and let you know what's going on with that, as I did report this yesterday on the Feodosia oil terminal inside of Crimea coming under attack by, from what we know, was Ukrainian drones, possibly even missiles used by Ukraine. So just wanted to give you a few updates coming out from the war between Russia and Ukraine. We'll see what happens here with these developments of North Korea potentially sending troops to the war in Ukraine, and this could be very huge. I mean, could this give NATO the go-ahead to start sending troops into Ukraine as well? I mean, I could see NATO coming out and saying, hey, well, if North Korean troops are entering into Ukraine, this gives us the right to enter into Ukraine as well. And maybe it might not be every NATO nation, but maybe a few European nations nearby or NATO members could decide to send their troops to Ukraine as well. So we'll see what happens here, but it's definitely going to get very interesting over the next couple weeks. And then obviously we have the elections coming up very soon in November, and that could obviously turn the tide of this war. So I'm sure we're going to see major things happening inside the war with Ukraine and Russia over the next few weeks leading up to the election. So that's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.